6.66%. That's exactly where the 30-year fixed rate mortgages are sitting right now. And that's a fresh 1-year high. And it changes everything on what you should be doing with the deals that are on your desk right now. I'm Robert with Open Lane Funding out of Spokane Valley, Washington. And normally I'd ease into this with an introduction, but not today. Because over the next 9 days, I'm walking you through the exact data shift that just hit the real estate investors. And if you only watch one video this month, this should be the one. So here's what's happening. The Federal Reserve rates held steady on July 29th, but it wasn't a clean hold. Three regional presidents, Beth Hammock from Cleveland, Neil Kashkarfi, I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, I apologize, from Minneapolis, and Lori Logan from Dallas, all dissented in favor of an immediate rate hike. Now, that's the most hawkish dissent count of the entire cycle, and it flipped the market's read on September from a probably hold to now a hike is going to be the base. With the CME FedWatch price running as a high of 67% for a September increase. Now, at the same time, the 30-year fixed conventional rate from Freddie Mac's primary mortgage market survey climbed for the third straight week, hitting 6.6% on July 30th, and that's up from 6.55% just 2 weeks earlier. That's a genuine headwind for anyone financing a purchase or a refinance right now, and it's rippling into the DSCR loan pricing too, which has already likely drifted from 6.6% to about 6.35%. Best execution range to about that 6.15 to about 6.5% for the top tier borrowers. Now, over the next 9 days on this channel, here is exactly what I'm covering. Tuesday, I'm going to break down the best markets nationally to buy and invest in right now. And there's some shocking names on this list. And that's including the 9 metros on Realtor, that Realtor.com just flagged as tipping towards, guess what, a buyer control area. Places like Atlanta, Houston, that's a hot one. San Antonio, guess what, the Sun Belt's heating up again. And then you have Memphis. Wednesday, we look at the strongest appreciating areas where Chicago just posted its third straight month leading the nation at 6.9% year over year. Good for them. I know the city and everybody there has been putting a lot of work into regentrifying that area and making it to where it is livable for everyone. Investors are going crazy over Chicago. There's areas that like Las Vegas, Seattle, Denver, and Tampa, they're still all now in the negative territory. Thursday, I'm going to hit rental demand and vacancy trends where the national vacancy rate just dropped to, guess what, 7.2% for the first decline in over 4 years. Friday, I'm going to do a deep dive on the mortgage rate projections, both conventional 30-year and the DSCR rate pricing. And I'm going to hit also what a smart investor should be actually doing this week, given where rates sit. Now, here's a quick ask. If this is the kind of data, the data first, there's no fluff breakdown. If this is useful for you, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button right now before I keep going, because the next 9 days, I'm going to keep building one day on the another, and you don't want to miss a piece of it. So moving into week 2, Monday, the 10th, covers the economic indicators actually moving these rates, including the June inflation reading that showed its first monthly decline in 6 years. That is beautiful. And the Q2 gross domestic product miss that came in at 1.5% against a 2.1% consensus. The Tuesday, the 11th, we're going to be covering the current foreclosure rate and where it's heading. And with the mid-year 2026 filings up 21% year over year to 548 nationally. If I could get it out. Wednesday, the 12th, we're going to do a full look back into the spring 2026 real estate market and what it tells us, where we're looking at, ahead. So Thursday, the 13th, I'm teasing the hottest and coldest markets in the country for both sales and rentals. Hartford, Connecticut has now held the number one hottest spot for 4 straight months. On the 16 of the top 20th hottest markets sit, guess what? In the Northeast. We've been talking about that. And Friday the 14th closes the series with something specific to Spokane and Coeur. It's where I'm from. We're going to be hitting market conditions plus a regulatory countdown on a federal law that, guess what, directly affects institutional and real estate investors. Here's why it matters. If you're local, Spokane's median asking price is holding steady around $467,000, essentially flat month over month, while Kootenai and Coeur d'Alene continue to show wide price dispersion depending on the data source. Somewhere between $550,000 to $730,000. Oof, ouch. If you own a property in Spokane Valley or Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls, or anywhere in Kootenai County, that Friday, that specific video is going to be built for you. Make sure you pay attention. But here's what most people miss when they see that the rate headlines sit at 6.66%. The number itself matters less than the trend and the structure behind it. A rate that's up 11 basis points isn't the same signal as the one that's up 50 basis points. And that's how you structure a DSCR loan around today's pricing. The tier can differ meaningfully from lender to lender. That's exactly the kind of nuance I'll be unpacking all 2 weeks. Now, one more thing worth flagging right now. There is a piece of federal legislation called the Road to Housing Act that became law on July 11th. It puts the new compliance requirements on institutional investors who control 350 or more single-family homes nationally. We've covered this a couple times, but it hits with a compliance deadline that's going to be hitting on January 7th, 2027, and civil penalties reaching up to $1 million per violation and 3 times the purchase price. Ouch! Now, I'm going to be giving that its full breakdown on the 14th, because if you work with or compete against institutional buyers, this is one of the most consequential pieces of the housing policy of the year. I'm personally excited for it. I think it's going to be helping investors. I think it's going to be helping home buyers. I think overall it's going to be help the sales price come down. I know when I bought my home, I was bidding against those institutional buyers. Because guess what? They'd come in and put in 15, 20% over asking, because that margin of a difference for them on the rentals, it doesn't matter. For me, it's massive. For them, it's just a couple more bucks. Now, as of the report date, none of the specific rate figures I've mentioned should be read as a promise about where the rates are going to go next. These lenders, these are current lenders. Indications are published. Survey, very data. These are the current lender indications and published survey data. They're not guarantees, right? Rates move weekly, and the structure of your loan matters just as much as the headline number. Now, if you're watching this because you're elevating a fix and flip and a bridge loan or a DSCR ratio purchase right now, don't wait on the sidelines guessing. If you want actual loan scenarios and deal structures behind these numbers, book a call at openlanefunding.com or call me at 208-215-9936, and we can schedule that call that way as well. That's the roadmap for the next 2 weeks. Subscribe, turn on those notifications, follow me on Facebook or LinkedIn, and I'll see everybody on Tuesday with the best markets to buy right now. Thank you, everyone. Have a great Monday.